Good morning, students. Welcome to your computer class. Yesterday, we were learning about how to declare and initialize an array variable. Today, we will be learning about accepting data in an array. How are you going to accept data in an array? Accepting data means what? Storing data or value into an array. How you are going to store data in an array? Okay, today we will be learning only about accepting data in an array. That means how to store data into an array. See, it is very easy to store value into a non-array variable. Do you know why? Because we have to store a single value into it. For example, let int x equal to 2. It's simple and the work is over. But storing many values into an array is not that simple. Okay, then how can you store value into an array? There are many ways that you can store values into array. For example, like using the scanner class and its different methods, you can store values into an array. Using input stream reader, buffered reader, and their methods, you can store values into an array. And using parameterized methods also, you can store values into an array. Also using for loop and dynamic initialization. What is this? The dynamic initialization, that is initialization is done at the time of execution of a program. During the runtime you can store the values. That is also possible. Then direct initialization at the time of array declaration. While declaring the array, you can directly store the values. You can adopt any methods you like. So some of this method we will be learning today. Okay, so but before that, you must know how many elements that you are going to store in an array. Otherwise, you will make mistake. So before we initialize or store values into an array, we should first determine the number of values or elements that have to be stored into an array. You must know first how many elements or how many numbers you are going to store. Okay, so different ways of storing data in an array. For example, now look at this one. Int x array equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Serially I have written, okay, within the two curly brackets. Here what? I have declared an array variable. At the same time, I have stored these 5 elements, so 5 values inside this array. So what is the content of this x? The content of this x equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now string name. This is another variable, string name. Maybe the city's name, array. Then what I have written? Mumbai, Delhi and Goa. 3 city's name I have stored it here. So here you can see this is one way of storing data into the array variable at the time of array declaration. I have declared the array here. At the same time, I have stored the value into it. Okay, so storing data elements at the time of declaring an array variable. Whatever you have seen here, this is what storing the data at the time of declaration of the array. So let's learn how to store values using the for loop. Okay, for example, int marks array, int n equal to 2. Now for int I equal to 0, I less than 5. I less than 5 means I want to store 5 elements. Then how it is less than 5? Because the index value starts from 0. I starts from 0. So I equal to 0 and it goes up to 4 times. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. That means 5 numbers I want to store in marks. Then I plus plus. Here what? Marks I equal to n equal to n plus 1. That means I want to store the first elements 2, then next 2 plus 1. N equal to n plus 1, that is 2 plus 1, 3, then 4, then 5, then 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 I want to store serially here in the marks. So let's have a dry run. Okay, let's discuss about the dry run, how this for loop works. Now you see here int I equal to 0. What is the initial value of I? I equal to 0. So is 0 less than 5? Is 0 less than 5? Yes, it is less than 5. Then it gets inside. Then what happens? Marks I equal to n. I means what? That is the initial value of I, that is 0. 0 equal to n. What is the value of n? N equal to 2. N equal to 2. That means 2 will be stored in the zeros place. Then n equal to n plus 1. That's what I have written here. 2 plus 1 equal to 3. Then what? I plus plus. After that, the for loop I plus plus. I plus plus means I equal to I plus 1. I plus 1. That is I was 0 plus 1 equal to 1. Okay, now I has increased to 1. The next is I less than 5. At that time, what is the value of I? 1. That means is 1 less than 5. That is the second loop. The second loop starts. Then marks at I place n will be stored. What was the value of n? Previously it was 2, but at the end of the first loop, the n's value become 3. So that 3 will be stored in 1's place. Then after storing, n's value is increasing. N equal to 3 plus 1, that is 4. Then again I will be increasing. I plus plus I will be 2. Okay. Then the third loop will be i's value will be 2. And is 2 less than 5? Yes, that is the third loop, and it goes on like that. And it stores 4, then it stores 5, then it stores 6. And when I will become 5, I plus plus, when I becomes 5, I becomes 5, 5 is not less than 5. That's what at the 6, you can see the sixth loop. Is 5 less than 5? No. Then the loop will be terminated, or the loop terminates. And when the loop terminates, you will get the output. You will get the output as marks equal to 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So exactly like that, let us use the scanner class and try to store. Scanner, for example, scanner sc object equal to new scanner system dot in int marks int n equal to 0. In the previous example, n was 2, but here n equal to 0. In that, you can see the previous example, serial numbers were stored 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But always it is not needed, isn't it? Sometimes you may need to store marks. So different students, so for example 5 students marks are not serially you are going to store, isn't it? Their marks definitely will differ, right? So according to the user choice you are going to enter now when you use the scanner class. So it is not like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 or 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 like that. Okay, in that case for int I equal to 0, I less than 5, I plus plus. Then system.out.println enter marks I equal to sc dot next int. That means whatever the marks you enter here will be read and will be stored in the i's place. Okay, what is the first I equal to? I equal to 0. Then is that 0 less than 5? Yes, 0 is less than 5. Then what will happen? It will get inside the loop. Then it will print enter marks. Suppose you have entered 98. Okay, and press enter. Then what will happen? The object of the scanner class will read with the help of next int method. This 98 will be read and will be stored in marks I. Marks I means i's value is 0. In 0's place 98 will be stored. That means the first student has got 98 marks. It means, so after that I plus plus I plus 1 equal to 0 plus 1 equal to 1, right? Then is 1 less than 5? I's value is 1. Is 1 less than 5? Yes. Then again it will display enter marks. Enter marks, then you are going to, for example, enter 64. You see here it is 98, 64. It is not 99, 100, 101 serially. Any numbers can be entered. 64 you have entered. Exactly like that, the sc.nextInt will read that 64 and will put it in the i's place. What is the value of I? That is 1. 1's place 64 will be entered. Then I plus plus, i's value will increase to 2. Okay, then I will be 2. Is that 2 less than 5? Yes, 2 is less than 5, then again it will get inside the body. What is here? Enter marks. You see here, enter marks. For example, you have entered 87. That 87 will be read here and will be stored in the i's place. What is the i's value? I was 2. So in 2's index value, 87 will be stored, and after that i's value will increase. I's value will become 3. Then I equal to 3. Is 3 less than 5? Yes. Then again it will get inside the body and it will display enter marks. As you can see it here, enter marks. Suppose you have entered 42. Then that 42 will be read here and will be stored in i's place. What is the i's place? 3. So at 3's place 42 will be stored. After storing, I will get incremented. I will become 4. And when I becomes 4, again it will go, is 4 less than 5? Here I equal to 4. Is 4 less than 5? Yes. Then it will get inside the body and it will display enter marks. Enter marks. Enter marks. Then suppose you have entered 99. Then it will be read here and will be stored in i's place. What was the value of I? I's value was 4. So in 4th place 99 will be stored. After storing 99, what will happen? The i's value will get incremented. It will become 5. I plus plus. It becomes 5. Then it will come here. Now what is the value of I? I equal to 5. Is 5 less than 5? Definitely no. So 5 is not less than 5. Then it is wrong and the loop will terminate. And loop will be terminated. And when the loop terminates, what you will get? The value of marks, that is 98, 64, 87, 42, 99. You can see the marks, the value of this array will be 98, 64, 87, 42 and 99. So these are few ways of storing the elements or values into the array. So please go through your book and try to learn how to store values or elements in an array. Remember, the index value has nothing. Index value is just a location or it's an address. Okay, index value, this index value, what you see, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, these are the location or the address of the elements that you are going to store. Okay, I hope you have understood, and you please go through and try some examples of yourself. Okay, thank you very much.